everybody, and welcome to the 33rd annual Lip Sync Extravaganza.
And I've been in the club 35 years.
I think we've got a really great show for you tonight. We've got 7 of the best acts you'll see this year. And sprinkled in between those wonderful acts, I have some jokes which I found in a treasure trove from the master, John Ewan. They will be, you may have heard one or two of them before, but they will be sprinkled in throughout the show. I hope you enjoy them when they come around. And this might even be one of them. You know, the invisible man met the invisible woman, they got married. Their kids were nothing to look at. Why don't sailors play cards? The captain is sitting on the deck. So these 3 old guys are walking down the street. One guy says, "It's windy." Next guy says, "No, it's Thursday." Third guy says, "Me too, let's go have a beer." A couple of old buddies, really old buddies, are sitting around shooting a breeze, and one guy says, "Hey, I'm getting married." "Really? Do I know her?" "No." "She a good cook?" "Not really." "She rich?" "Poor as a church mouse." "Well, why are you marrying her?" "She can still drive." Little old man walks into an ice cream parlor, takes his time getting up on a chair. It's a little bit of a struggle, gets himself up there, orders a banana split. Considerate young waitress behind the counter looks at him and asks, "Crushed nuts?" He says, "Nope, arthritis." Girl asks her boyfriend, "What made you decide to get your haircut so short?" The guy says, "Sneezing in the barber's chair." I got a lot of them, so you better start liking these now. Minister says to his son, "How'd you get all scratched up?" Son says, "Remember last week when you baptized all those people at church with water?" And the father says, "Yes, I remember that." Son says, "That doesn't work so well with cats." Thank you very much. This one's a little longer. You'll have to focus. This couple in their 90s is starting to become forgetful. They go to the doctor and he says, "There's nothing wrong with you physically. You might want to just start writing things down." So that night, they're home watching TV, and the husband said, "Going into the kitchen to get something to eat. Can I get you anything?" And the wife says, "Sure, I'd like a bowl of ice cream. You should write that down." He says, "I don't need to write that down." He says, "Well, I want some strawberries on that too. Are you going to remember that?" He says, "Yeah, I'll remember it. Don't worry." "And whipped cream. Whipped cream would be good. Ice cream with strawberries and whipped cream. Are you sure you don't need to write it down?" He says, "I don't need to write it down. I'll remember." She says, "Fine." He goes into the kitchen. A lot of commotion. 20 minutes later, he comes out and hands her a plate of bacon and eggs. She looks down at the bacon and eggs. She looks up at him and says, "Where's my toast?" Are you guys ready? Oh, one last one. The next number is a numerical number. So, why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Did you hear about the boxer who had to quit? Because his hands got so bad, the referee kept stepping on him.
We'll think about that one.
Teacher asks Len, "How do you spell crocodile?" Len says, "K-R-O-C-K O-D-I-A-L. Teacher says, that's not right. And Glenn says, it may not be right, but you asked me how I spell crocodile. What did the bra say to the hat? You go on ahead. I'm going to give these two a lift. An Eskimo man is reading to his son. Little Jack Horner sat in a corner. The son says, Daddy, what's a corner? You see, Eskimos live in igloos, and they're round. I gotta get you help.
John, you would never explain it.
We were smarter then.
Yeah, I like that one.
Teacher asks, why are you doing your math multiplication on the floor? Student says, you told me to do it without tables. A man goes to the doctor, and the doctor says, you know, you really need to start exercising. Man says, Doc, I'm way too busy to exercise. I don't have time in my schedule. Doctor says, well, what fits better into your schedule? An hour of exercising for an hour a day, or being dead for 24 hours a day? Neil, I'm not explaining it. Teacher says to the student, your composition on my dog is exactly the same as your brother's. Did you copy? The student says, no, sir. It's the same dog. Woman asks his wife, why do you wear a bra? You don't have anything to put in there. She says, hey, you wear briefs. All right, would somebody explain that one to me, please? Bill meets Sue in a bar. They chat for a while. He really likes her. And he says, you know, Sue, I really like you. Can we, do it? And she looks at him and he says, here's what we'll do. I'll throw $100 on the ground. By the time you pick it up, I'll be all done. You won't even know. And she says, I don't know. Let me call my girlfriend and see what she thinks. She calls the girlfriend. Hey, wait. Calls the girlfriend says, here's what you do. Tell me you want $200, pick it up real fast. By the time you pick it up, he won't even have his pants down. So she goes back and says, okay. A half hour later, the girlfriend calls Sue, see what's going on. Sue answers the phone. She's still breathing heavy. Friend asks, what happened? Sue says, the jerk had all quarters. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to tell any jokes like that. Oh wait, here's a dirty joke. A white horse fell into a mud puddle. Fun tonight. She says, yeah, that's a good idea. If you get home before me, leave a light on. That'll be me in 3 weeks. So, warning, it's a little long, pay attention. So a lady's walking down the street, dragging 2 big plastic bags. One's got a hole in it. Every once in a while, a $20 bill falls out. Policeman notices and tells her, and she says, oh, no, I'll have to go back and find all the ones I lost. Policeman says, well, ma'am, I have to ask, where'd you get a bag full of $20 bills? She says, well, I live next to the golf course, and I have a fence separating my property, but there's a hole in it. And when the golfers come by, sometimes they relieve themselves through the hole in the fence. It kills the flowers, you know. Well, I decided to make the best of it. So I wait by the hole in the fence. And when one of them goes to relieve himself, I grab hold of it. I've got my garden shears in the other hand. And I tell him, 20 bucks or it comes off. The policeman says, well, I guess that seems fair. So, what's in the other bag? Not everyone pays.
We're trying to make an impression on him tonight. What else we got here?
How'd you make out, Joe?
Don't play golf forever, you think.
Did you pay?
So, older woman goes into a bar, orders a scotch with 2 drops of water. Bartender says, that's interesting, why just 2 drops of water? She says, at my age, I can hold my liquor. Holding my water is another story. You know if there's another act? See anyone? I don't know. All right, I'll tell one more and then find out. Every year, Bill and Blanche go to the state fair. And every year, Blanche says, I really want to do the helicopter ride. And Bill says, you know, I know, but it's 50 bucks. And 50 bucks is 50 bucks. Well, one year the pilot overhears him and says, I'll tell you what, I will give you a ride, and if you don't say a word, it's free. But one beep, and you have to pay the 50 bucks. They say, okay, that sounds like a good deal. They go up. Pilot tries everything, upside down, back and forth, maneuvers like he's never seen, not a peep. He lands, he says, I'm really impressed. I did everything I could to get you to scream, and not a word. And Blanche says, well, I almost screamed when Bill fell out, but 50 bucks is 50 bucks. Stop checking your watches, it's almost over.
I didn't even see that in the back.
You know, when I get the flu, I just go to bed and with a bottle of whiskey. And in 3 or 4 hours, it's gone. And then I don't even care that I still have the flu.
Oh, the whiskey's gone.
Hey, do you know how Michael Jackson learned how to dance so well?
No.
7 siblings, 1 bathroom. Why didn't George Washington's father punish him for cutting down the cherry tree? He still had the axe in his hand. When she saw her first strands of gray hair, she thought she'd die.
You can explain it to me real.
Wife says to her husband, you should be ashamed coming home half drunk. Husband says, I'm sorry, I ran out of money. Did you hear about the accident out on the highway? A cement mixer collided with a prison van. The police are looking for 2 hardened criminals.